What's going on, guys? CTG Matt back. Instant reaction. Pete Alonso just signed a 5-year, $155 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles. I haven't done a baseball video in a while. Why? Because I've been waiting for winter meetings. The exact thing that's happening right now. We're going to start off with the Pete Alonso deal because that's what everyone wants to hear about. 5 years, 155. What's that? 30 plus a year? For the best righty power bat in like the NL for a little bit. I mean, Schwarber, Ohtani are both lefties. Pete Alonso is consistently a 40 homer type of guy, 110 plus RBI kind of guy, a traditional cleanup hitter. He is one of the most traditional cleanup hitters in baseball. According to Joel Sherman, there's no opt-outs. It's a clean 5-year deal. Just flat up 5 years, 155. It can go to 187 or 185, my bad, according to Jeff Passan. So far, the Baltimore Orioles in free agency have done some minor moves. They made the trade for Taylor Ward. They said they wanted to address, was it righty power bat and bullpen and maybe some starter arms, I believe. And so far, they've addressed righty power bat, Taylor Ward, that's a 30-homer guy. Pete Alonso, that's a 40-homer guy. Bullpen pieces, Ryan Helsley, Andrew Kittredge. Those aren't bad signings either. Kittredge was really decent last year. Helsley had his downs, of course, with the Mets. I think it's funny that they've now stolen 2 Mets players. Of course, Helsley was down last year, but he's had really high highs before, especially like in St. Louis. He was really damn good. So they went out and they addressed everything. Well, not everything, because I believe they still need more starter arms, but they've addressed what they wanted to for the most part in free agency. If they could really sign one more pitcher, maybe they're the Framber Valdez team. They shell out that big deal for Framber. If they do that, now we're really in business. We're really talking. But this lineup right now is potent. Last year, their lineup wasn't really even the issue. It was the pitching staff. But they still got better in the lineup because you can never have too much hitting, just as much as you can never have too much pitching. Now in Baltimore, your offense probably has Pete Alonso at first base, Jackson Holliday at second base, Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, third base is Kjerstad, and then in the outfield, like Kowser's still out there. You got a bunch of guys who can play. Basayo at catcher with Rutschman if he comes back right. This could be a really potent lineup, and on top of that, like I said, they got a really, really good cleanup hitter. Like, they didn't have that before. I don't think since Santander, I'll say. Santander is less of a traditional power hitter or cleanup hitter. He was more just straight power, but he could still put up 100-plus RBIs, 35 homers. Pete Alonso is more consistent with it. He's an RBI-producing machine. He's also extremely durable. He's played like 150-plus in every single season since he's come up, obviously, except for the COVID year, but I think he still played like 50 then. But he's consistently put up over 100 RBIs. I actually have it in front of me. He's put up 100-plus RBIs in 4 seasons, and that includes 3 of the last 4. 3 of the last 4 seasons, he's been a 100-plus RBI guy, including 126 last season. Of course, we all know Pete Alonso does strike out a little bit, put up 162 Ks last year. Boy, averaged 1 per game. That's actually not that bad, all things considered. 61 walks, it's not ideal. His OBP is pretty good, though, and he makes up for it by being just a relatively good hitter. Like, he's not a high average guy, but he's a guy that'll hit like 250 to 270 in any given year. And then plus the pop. We all know about the pop. Since he's come up, 53 homers his rookie year, COVID year 16, 37, 40, 46, 34, 38. He has thump. He added the thump to the middle of that lineup they didn't have last year after losing Anthony Santander. Again, I'm not saying this means that the Baltimore Orioles are the best team in the East. I'm not saying that they're the best team in the AL. I don't even know if they're the 3rd best team in the AL East right now currently. But what they are is a team that just took a step up. They are better today than they were yesterday, for sure, after this signing. You'd have to assume Toronto is still number 1 after the Dylan Cease signing. We could talk about that in a little bit. Again, I haven't talked baseball in a while, so I might go and start talking about some past signings. Edwin Diaz, of course, yesterday. We could talk more about that. But with this signing, I don't think they're better than Toronto. I still really don't. Toronto bringing in Dylan Cease, some other arms, is really impressive. They're getting better. Even though Cease had a down year last year, I still really believe in his ability. He's been one of the best strikeout pitchers since he's come up. I don't know if they're better than the Yankees currently. Yankees have a better staff than the Orioles as well. That's really the one thing holding them back is their pitching staff. I don't know who is listed as their starting rotation for next year. I'm sure I can look that up, but I'm sure it also needs some upgrades, and I'm sure a Baltimore fan would tell me the same thing. Like I said, maybe they're a Framber Valdez team. Who really knows? I thought they'd be in on Cease more. They weren't. Trevor Rogers had a good year last year. I won't doubt him. He started off hurt. He missed a bunch of games to start the season, but when he came back, he was really, really good for them last year. Of course, Kyle Bradish is back. I'm a big fan of Kyle Bradish and that nasty-ass curveball he's got. Some other pitchers in their rotation that I'm seeing right now, like Dean Kramer and his splitter. He's been there for what feels like ever now. Tyler Wells, Cade Povich, and Brandon Young. Not ideal. And I don't think you can indict or say, like, Kyle Bradish is 100% an ace when I don't know if he's had a full season of work in a while. So if you can say he pitched a full season yet, Trevor Rogers, Jesus, man, I'm losing it. Trevor Rogers was incredible last year. If he keeps up that pace that he was on last year, Trevor Rogers is going to get some damn Cy Young votes. This is why I believe they should and kind of need to be in on Framber Valdez. Kyle Bradish has missed a full season before. Trevor Rogers missed time last season. You need durability in there. And Framber Valdez has been a 180 innings pitch guy every single year. They still need to address pitching. It makes perfect sense. I know your lineup got a lot better. The lineup's really good. It just is a really damn good lineup now. Assuming Adley comes back and plays well, Basayo gets more confident at the next level. Who knows? Maybe some of these young guys get better. Mayo or something like that. I don't like Mayo personally. Not a big Mayo guy. No, I prefer like Italian or something like that. But you know what I mean? He's not bad. Baltimore can go out and sign a big starting pitcher, a big name starting pitcher. I think they could really make that jump into a secure wild card spot. The AL is stacked and potent now with Baltimore getting Pete Alonso and stealing him from the Mets. For the Mets, I don't even know what's happening. In a span of 2 days, they lost Edwin Diaz and Pete Alonso. And, well, I guess nobody really cares about this because he was ass with the Mets. Ryan Helsley's gone too, but so far their bullpen looks awful. The Mets are in a very bad spot, and David Stearns went from looking like boy genius to boy dipshit real quick. For Baltimore, again, I'm just looking at their rotation. Like, their starting rotation isn't great, but their bullpen, you're talking about Helsley, Felix, Kittredge, Keegan Aiken, Yennier Cano. Hopefully he can bounce back. I don't mind Dietrich Enns. I don't think he pitched a ton last season, but I remember watching him pitch. I don't think he's that bad. But ultimately, their bullpen now has 3 to 4 guys that are like at least good enough. And yeah, I think they're in a really good. Baltimore's in a really good spot to contend for the AL East next season. Like I said, I don't think they're the best. I don't even know if they're the second best. But as for right now, they're a lot better than they were yesterday, for sure. Forgot to mention Jordan Westburg in this whole thing too. He's the third baseman. Did I say Kjerstad earlier? I think I meant Westburg, but I got them mixed up. There's a couple of young guys over there. I'm gonna be honest. They look goddamn near the same. So shit happens. Also, per Joel Sherman, the Mets never made an offer to Pete Alonso. They felt like the money was too uncomfortable. They didn't want to pay him a ton of money. I thought I saw they offered him 3 years, but he didn't want 3 years. I guess Joel Sherman is saying, no, the 3 years never even existed. Yeah, according to Sherman, they felt Pete Alonso's market was pushing beyond their comfort level on years and dollars, which is understandable. How old is Pete Alonso now? Got to be into his early 30s if I had to imagine. 31. He just turned 31 3 days ago. That's a hell of a late birthday gift. $155 million for your late birthday present. Oh my God. What a lucky bastard, man. If my 25th comes around, then I get $20, I feel happy. This fucker just got $155 for his 31st. It's going to be interesting to see the polar bear out of Queens. Like, it's just so weird. Like, since 2019, he's been consistently the meat and potatoes of that Mets lineup. And now it's like, who is their RBI guy next year? It's probably Soto. Like, Lindor's still there. Soto's still there. Their lineup is not pretty. Don't get me wrong, like, maybe you can get a turnaround from a couple of guys that struggled last season, but overall, it's like, I don't like their lineup card right now. Of course, some of Pete's defensive metrics may lead you to be like, well, that's kind of an overpay. Yeah, I'll admit, if there's like a batted ball to first base, sometimes he looks like a baby deer on ice. Like, it gets a little bit ugly. But if you throw low to first base, dude, he's a Hoover vacuum. That's like his best trait defensively, is the fact that he's good at scooping the ball. Like I said, if there's a ball hit directly to him, sometimes he really does look lost. A couple of bunts down the first baseline I remember seeing last year, he was just like, he struggled. But if you throw low, I mean, you'll get it there. He's not a perfect first baseman defensively, but he can scoop, and that's one of the more valuable things, because if you can't field the ground ball, you better be able to at least scoop the damn ball. Now we can bounce around and talk about other things we could talk about yesterday, like Kyle Schwarber re-signing. I'm going to be honest. I genuinely didn't think there was a chance he was leaving Philadelphia. And there was a couple of reports that like a bunch of teams offered on him. The Reds offered on him. The Pirates offered on him. And there was another team that I think it was the Orioles. The Orioles offered on him as well. A big deal that was the same one that he signed with Philadelphia. But I didn't think he was going to leave Philly. It just feels like a perfect glove fit. You know, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it feels like a perfect fit having him in Philadelphia. So I never really thought he was going to leave. And of course he doesn't. He gets a big old bag, and he's just another one like Pete Alonso, where it's like he's a little bit like Pete Alonso with the power, but he's more of an on-base machine, and he just doesn't play the field at all. Pivoted from lefty Pete Alonso to real Pete Alonso. Lefty Pete Alonso hits more homers, though. Kyle Schwarber's a damn menace. When it comes to, like, clutch moments, Kyle Schwarber feels like one of the most clutch hitters in baseball. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I've seen, since he signed that contract, I've seen that at-bat against Yu Darvish in the World Baseball Classic at least 5 times in my timeline. It's a damn good at-bat. Like, one of the best. But it's just high leverage. I want Kyle Schwarber in that lineup. And I know he's not always he's kind of a boomer bust guy. He's not a real, like, contact guy, but man, when he's on, he's dangerous. One of the most dangerous hitters in baseball, another 40 home run threat every year. I believe I saw 3 out of the last 4 years, Kyle Schwarber's finished in second in the home run race. 2 out of 3 years, 3 out of 4, something like that. He's never won a home run crown, but he's always in the top 3. Like, that's pretty damn impressive. Kyle Schwarber, in the future, I don't know if he's going to be like a Hall of Famer or something, but he is going to be remembered forever, at least for me, because he's had so many memorable moments. And I guess my biggest appreciation for Kyle Schwarber's entire career is the fact that he never signed a Red Sox extension. That guy would have been my biggest op. I would have hated him if he re-signed with the Red Sox. 5 years for a pure DH isn't that bad, in my opinion. At his age, some people may worry about it, but the Phillies are an older team. They're looking to cash out now. Like, they can't be sitting around waiting any longer. If they're going to win with Harper, Turner, and Wheeler, Nola, all these guys, Schwarber, you got to do it now. Real Muto, like, this is an old team. They need to win now. And if Kyle Schwarber left them for Baltimore, it would have been a really interesting pivot for Philadelphia, but thankfully we don't have to worry about that. I forgot JT Realmuto is not even actually signed yet. I believe the Phillies did put out an offer sheet to him, though. So, again, I think that window's closing very fast for Philadelphia. And now's the time to win. They kind of have to go out and spend more, in my opinion. Like, you're going to lose Ranger Suarez. People are assuming they're going to lose Ranger Suarez, so you got to go somewhere with the rest of that money. And I know Schwarber got the big Brinks truck. Realmuto shouldn't get a ton of money because he's aging, not coming off the best season he's ever had for sure. So maybe he'll accept less money. But now we can bounce over and talk about the team that will continue to probably eliminate Philadelphia every year for the rest of their contendership window. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. I hate talking about the Dodgers. They're just not fun to talk about. I mean, Edwin Diaz just got the largest AAV for any relief pitcher in history, I believe I saw. Like, the Dodgers' biggest weakness was their bullpen, and I think they said they're going to try and move Roki Sasaki back to the starting rotation. So, again, it gets even weaker. If Roki doesn't work, I'd assume he just goes right back to the bullpen and does fine again. But overall, their rotation is back to being healthy and quality going into next season. And then now their relief options get even deeper because you're going to probably bring back Trinan back, I think. Right, there's a bunch of guys in their bullpen that just had down years. Tanner Scott, so if they can really get those guys right, add Edwin Diaz into the mix, 7, 8, 9 is going to be covered. This is a team that, like, I don't even know how you beat them because their offense is so potent. You're not going to be able to hold them down for 7 games, and their pitching is so good. They have the ability to hold you down for like 7 games. So I don't know. It's really a kind of you're effed type of thing, regardless with the Dodgers, it feels like. I think the ironic part about this Pete Alonso signing is the fact that his biggest Mets highlight was the home run off Devin Williams in the wild card game, and now you probably don't even want to post it. Why? Devin Williams is now their closer. So I don't know if that's I don't even know if you want to post that anymore. It's really a tough spot for Mets fans to be in. The one thing I will say before I get out of here is the Orioles' potential starting lineup looks absolutely nuts, to say the least. This is just on paper, but you're talking about Jackson Holliday, Jordan Westburg, Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso, Adley Rutschman, Taylor Ward, Colton Cowser, Tyler O'Neill, and Samuel Basallo. That sounds insane, to say, like, bluntly. Just to say, like, that sounds absolutely nuts. That is their actual lineup going into next season. I'm excited. They need to add to that rotation, though. That's my final thoughts. Add to the rotation. Pete Alonso is not enough. Not enough for this team. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, talk down below about what you think's going on, and I'm going to go catch a game. See you guys in the next one.